Hello everybody, I hope you are having a fabulous day. Today we are back and with another Sims build. It is a house build, but it's actually a container style house. I got the idea from the Sim Supply. I was going back through some of his older videos and I had been on Pinterest and seen some very rectangular style houses that didn't have like any extra stuff, and they were all based off of container styled homes. And if you don't know what a container style house is, it's when people take these shipping containers that are normally used on like boats and things to move things from across the oceans, and they turn them into houses. And it was just, I remember seeing the Sim Supplies video on it and I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but I'll go with it. And now, like, what, a year, 2 years later, I'm like, oh, I'm so into this now. So I actually really liked it, and so I came up with the idea to do a like 3-story one. I didn't want to do like anything too extravagant, and I have another build coming up that's a multi-house type one. So I wanted, and those are all like a single shipping container per like house, if you will, because I really like the idea of trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff into a small space. Now don't worry, I'm not doing any of the like tiny house builds because that's small, but I like my houses to at least be functional. And so like this was really a challenge for me because it still has kind of that modern aspect, but everything is much more cramped instead of being open. And I really enjoyed doing it, and I was like, okay, now I've done this one, now I gotta do more builds. Like, I gotta do more container builds. And I really like the bright design on the outside, because normally I have a tendency to go for more subdued colors, especially on the exterior, and I was like, nope, this is bright colors, bright red and green and blue and boom. And now granted, people that buy and do the shipping container houses, there's some extremely extravagant ones that look like legit houses. And I thought about doing something like that, but what I really wanted to do was I wanted to keep the appearance of it actually being a shipping container still. Like, I don't know, maybe this person really cared about designing the interior, but the exterior, not so much. And so originally when I started out, I was going to have like everything about that container was going to be the color. So like the teal container was going to be teal on the outside, and the flooring on the inside was going to be teal, and the walls on the inside were going to be teal. But don't worry, I do change that. I was just getting to be way too much teal, and teal's a great color. I do enjoy it, and I really like this teal, but it was a little much. I was like, okay, I can't do this. So yeah, and I do know that on the top red one, the colors don't exactly match, but I kind of found the closest one that I liked and kind of went with it. It's The Sims 4 doesn't really have like built-in like everything is going to match, because most of the time people do not want their floors and ceilings to match. So, and then also on the exterior, I kind of went for this, I guess, industrial-ish feel with like the staircases and everything, because like I felt like it needed to have a little bit of industrial-ish vibe, because it is a shipping container and that's very industrial. And since I was still going with the shipping container house, I thought, or keeping the idea of that you can tell the shipping containers, I just decided to go with like kind of the industrial feel, and I really like how it turned out. So how I set everything up was I decided to not put like the kitchen and dining room area on the main floor. I wanted to kind of toy around with it, and I put it on the middle tier. So, and then I put the stairs to the outside, or to the middle floors on the outside. And I just wanted to try a different appeal to stairs, especially since I made the container's only 4 squares wide, and I kind of played around with like sizing and everything before I started recording, because I really wasn't sure what size I wanted to build. But in the end, I decided to go by, I think it was 4 by 12 is the dimensions that I went with, because I felt like it wasn't too like wide and it wasn't too long, and I didn't want to like make the shipping container massive. I still wanted it to be small and be a challenge, but still be feasible. And so the 4x12 was really, I felt it really worked. And so, but because it's only has a 4 width, you don't have a lot of space, and when you start stacking them up, you lose even more space when you add stairs. Like, you lose like 5x1 squares, and that's quite a bit. And so I kind of compensated by putting a part of the stairs on the outside. So there's actually 2 front doors, and the front door on the bottom leads to like the bedroom areas, and then the other ones, the exterior stairs lead up to the rest of the house. And then I put the other stairs on the inside because it was going to be 3 tiers. I knew I wanted to do a triple stack shipping container. Sorry, it was a really big yawn. I don't know why I'm so tired. And then up here, I knew I only wanted to put like part of a shipping container. Now I know that kind of I can't think of the word. It counteracts like my whole, I want to keep the shipping containers looking like they're just shipping containers that are like plunked down. Yeah, I know, but it looks really boring if there's just 3 shipping containers stacked right on top of each other, because it's just a big box that's colored bright colors, and that's not exciting. And I thought, well, okay, somebody who's going to buy and do the like shipping container style housing is going to be creative, or not necessarily creative, but they're going to be into more specific hobbies. And so what I ended up doing was I made it like very greenhouse on the outside, like a gardeny area, and it really worked out well. And so up here, when I first started designing it, I really wasn't sure what to put on this little room. I toyed with putting like a bedroom, but I really wasn't feeling it. And the house already had 2 bedrooms downstairs, and I didn't want to put like a ton. I didn't need 3 bedrooms. It was just excessive. So I decided to put the lounge up there. And when I was first like trying to figure out how I wanted things to go, the lounge area was actually on that main floor. I was going to have the kitchen, dining, and lounge area, but that didn't work out. So I ended up there's actually 2 lounges. There's one down here in the basement on the main floor, and then there's one up all the way on the 3rd floor. So I know that the whole stair situation isn't exactly realistic, but I thought for The Sims, this will work. And so down here, I definitely wanted to include a double bed. I knew I wanted to definitely include a double bed, but the thing is, the double beds, they're great, but they don't fit very well in the 3x4 spaces. And it's like, okay, you can fit here, and I can fit like nothing else. And so I ended up not fitting a, dresser or drawer set or anything in the one that has the double bed. But the single bed, I was like, okay, I have a little bit of extra space. I'm gonna put a huge closet in. That's the word, closet. So I kind of went a little bit all out. I thought maybe this is like a parent that has dragged their poor child out onto this adventure that is, we're living in a shipping container now, child. Yeah. But I do like how this turned out. And so then I decided to kind of play around with the lights. Oh, and I recently downloaded the Spa Day from the expansion packs and all that. And oh my goodness, I love it. Like, I've been working my way through getting like the expansion packs and everything. I don't have a lot of them because, one, I'm very picky about about which packs I have. And like, you know, if you think about it, it's great when you can buy them as they come out, because then they're not as expensive. But when you get behind, or you get into The Sims like a couple years after they've been doing it, then you have like 5 expansion packs to buy, and that can get expensive. So, you know, money's a thing. But, you know, when is money not a thing? So, but I bought the Spa Day, and I was like, okay, because for the longest, since it came out, honestly, I was like, okay, I want this one, and then I want the perfect patio stuff pack, I think is what it is, because I really want hot tubs. That's like the only thing I really want from that, but I want the power to be able to design hot tubs. So, and I was like, okay. So I bit the bullet, and I bought the Spa Day one. I actually didn't buy it on sale either, which is like major whoa, because I always buy Sim stuff on sale. Like, I honestly can't tell you I don't think I've ever bought a Sims pack for not on sale, or if it wasn't in a bundle. So, yeah. So anyway, then up here, I was really kind of not really struggling, but I was unsure about how to design this kind of greenery area because I wanted it to be functional, but at the same, and I wanted to kind of have the overgrown effect, but not like super overgrown, because it's very quick to have things be overgrown. But I don't know, I was just kind of unsure, and I wanted to definitely include like pots and things, because I've noticed that when I kind of do not really greenhouse, but like very builds that have a lot of like foliage and everything, I don't leave a lot of actual pots. I just kind of start putting plants and trees and everything, and it just kind of turns into a forest. And this was totally different, because instead of building on the bottom or the first floor, I was building on the third floor, so I couldn't put any like trees or anything like that, and so it was kind of a struggle. And the thing is, when you put like the pots down and everything, it kind of looks very empty and bland. So I did put a couple bushes and plants and fake plants in the pots and everything, and feel free to just remove them to actually use them, because they're just there to add color more for like the screenshots and looking nice than they are for actual use. And so then I had a different build recently where I had thought there was vines in The Sims 4, and I was like, they're here, where are they? And I couldn't find them for some reason. They were impossible to find. And then the next build, I found them, and I was like, oh, I'm stupid. And so I thought, okay, this will add like perfect like dimension, because I really like the aspect that it brings, because it kind of gives it a little more lived in vibe, and I like it. I do like the vines, and I thought about like continuing the vines or more around, but I didn't want it to be like encompassing the house, so I just decided, okay, little thing, not a lot of space. And then I had no idea what I really wanted to do out here on the front, and so I toyed with like painting the whole thing and kind of making it look more shipping yard-esque. But then I wanted to put some greenery and everything, so I kind of ended up making a what's it called? It's the thing that leads up to the garage. I'm struggling. It's made of concrete. The pathway, okay, you know what I'm talking about. It's that I can't think of it. My brain is failing me. Anyway, the thing that has the cars that sit on it that lead up to the garage, that thing. And so I thought, want to know something? This would be perfect to put like the basketball thing that is from City Living. I'm pretty sure it's from City Living. And I was like, perfect. And I can actually put like the court part, and like, because the thing is, a lot of people, especially in the suburbs, have basketball, at least in the United States and where I live, they have a lot of basketball hoops just kind of around. They don't necessarily have the court area, but a lot of people just have the basketball stuff in their front yard, lawn. I'm still not thinking of the right word, but actually my cousins actually have the basketball stand. Okay, I'm not a basketball person. I don't play. Excuse my failure of sports lingo. They actually have the basketball hoop, that's the word, in the back, and they have a little half court in the back, and that's because they are all basketball players. They are all like 6'4" and above, like, oh my goodness, they all played basketball or still play basketball, like high school, and it's just like, okay. So anyway, I realized I had this space down here that I was I was going to turn it into a kind of second couch loungy area. Actually, this was originally in my thought process going to be where the lounge was, and then the third floor turned into a lounge with the TV, and so I didn't want to put a second TV because there's not a lot of space, and I felt like this place did not need another TV. And then I realized that the only place that actually has a desk is the second bedroom, and so I thought this would be a perfect place to kind of put the study area and kind of have a little couch, a place to relax, maybe read a book. And then I realized that this house did not actually have a lot of skill building stuff. It was just a lot of, here's your bed, here's your kitchen, here's your TV, and that's about it. And so I realized I needed to at least include like a chess table. Like the second bedroom has a guitar, and like there's a bookshelf and a computer and a TV and the basketball thing outside, but that's literally about it. And I was like, okay, I need a little bit more than this, and so I had to kind of reconfigure everything, and so it's kind of smushed over there, but I feel like it added a little bit more instead of like it worked. I didn't think it was gonna work because I kept trying to toy around with it, but in my brain it wasn't working, but it did work. And then I went through and kind of recolored some of the walls and everything, because in a shipping container they're just a solid square, and so if someone was to redesign a shipping container, they would have to put in these walls. And so I felt like, well, they probably wouldn't put up blue walls that is the exact same as the exterior. And so I felt like that really helped the build, because otherwise literally these rooms were so like one color, and I was like, no, I need a little bit of diversity. And so I went for the kind of brick tiled look, and it really worked on both floors. I was like, yes, this is what it was needing. Yes. Then I went through and added some curtains and just some little details that I sometimes remember and sometimes I don't, but I did remember this time. Haha. And so here we are in the screenshots. I really like how it all turned out. And those portal windows, I don't use them normally. Actually, I don't think I've ever used them in a build before, but I really felt like they fit this build. I was like, this place needs something a little bit strange and a little bit wonky, because the idea of it is a little bit strange and a little bit wonky. So, and excusez-moi. Sorry, I haven't eaten yet. It's like getting later and I need to eat something. But yeah, and then I ended up going with the white flooring on for sure the teal one, and I think the rest of them stayed their colors. Like the first floor is still red and the bottom floor is still blue. So, you know, I think it really helped brighten it up, because otherwise that teal was just bringing it down. It was like, the teal is a nice teal, but there's different kinds of teals. Like there's a brighter teal and there's a darker teal, and you start getting into aquamarine and other colors, and it's just like, okay. And so then up here we have the kind of lounge / greenery area. I really like how this turned out. I was kind of unsure with all that red, but it ended up working really well. And so, yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I upload new videos 3 times a week, and down below there's also links in the description below if you want to follow me on other social media. And I did not forget the trash can or the mailbox this time. I just even had been on the inside and the outside. I was like, yes, on top of this today. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!